Now we will have Charles Broad, Executive Director of the Reading Downtown Improvement District, speak to you. Chuck is a former Reading Police Chief with 34 years of public service under his belt.
I'm here tonight to give you an overview of the Reading Downtown Improvement District. And while Reading itself is 88,000 people, our downtown is not dissimilar from downtown Lebanon. I told the mayor when I came in, I said, you're fortunate that you didn't have a bypass built around the city of Lebanon to divert all that economic engine. Your economic engine still flows through Cumberland Street. So you have that as a very positive thing going on for you here. Unlike Malcolm's presentation, I'm going to talk about nuts and bolts of a downtown improvement district and how we operate and the services we provide, so you can get a feel for maybe what you could do here. A bid in every location is designed around its needs of the local community. So I don't in any way put this up here tonight to tell you this is how a bid ought to be. That's a decision you need to make. The Downtown Improvement District has a mission to create a vital, productive, and commercially active environment in downtown Reading. That slogan of ours, that mission of ours for the Improvement District was developed in 2008. We have recently undergone a Main Street program and pursuing a Main Street application, and so there's a new mission statement for the Main Street and a new tagline for the Main Street program, and that tagline is actually Reading All Aboard, a play on the Reading Railroad history that we have in Reading, as well as, come on everybody, let's get on board and make something happen, right? All on board dining, all on board entertainment, all on board fun. We think we can play that all aboard theme in many different ways. The DID authority, and we are a municipal authority under city government. We are not a separate nonprofit agency. We're a municipal authority, so we're a little different than some bids that you'll find in the state. So we operate under two laws, the Neighborhood Improvement District Act, which all bids operate under, plus the Municipal Authorities Act. So we have those two laws that we have to satisfy in our operation. We were formerly the Reading Marketing Association, which was an organization of downtown businesses that had come together to try to do some cooperative things among themselves. No fundraising mechanism other than asking people for voluntary contributions. In 1995, the City Council created the DID as a municipal authority. In 2000, the district was renewed for 5 years. So the initial district was there for 5 years, 95 to 2000. In 2000, there was a renewal. And in 2005, the district was again renewed, but this time for a 10-year period instead of a 5-year period. And 200 additional properties and several more blocks of area were added to the district in 2005. Now, I was not in the position in 2005. I came in 2008, but that tells me that businesses and property owners in the downtown recognize some value for their dollars. To not want to repeat the process in 5 years, let's give this thing a 10-year life, and let's bring some other people in and other people who are willing to come into the district. So obviously there was some success there. There was a 99% approval on the renewal in 2005 in the expansion, so that's a very high percentage rate of renewal. Some quick facts: we have a 7-member board of directors. They're all either property owners downtown or work for property owners downtown. There are 551 properties within our district. We encompass 24 square blocks. And we have an assessed value of properties of $338,994,263 in assessed property downtown. Our assessment on that property is 4.754 mils, or $4.75.4 per $1,000 of property value. That's what the property owners pay us on an annual basis. Now, I'm not going to get into the various ways you can do assessments. Another speaker tonight will be doing that. But I can tell you, one of the negatives we saw out of the 10-year renewal in 2005 is that rate was set in 2005 and remains that today and can't be changed until 2015 when we're up for renewal. Property values have changed because when somebody sold a property and somebody bought it for less, they went to court, had their property devalued, reassessed downward. When that happens, the income to the improvement district goes down. So we've actually been seeing a downward slide in our annual income from assessments. So if you create a bid, you need to think very seriously about the mechanism through which you assess those properties, whether you have some mechanism there to adapt to those shifting changes. That is a map of our district. In primary color there, this beige color, are tax-exempt properties in our downtown. And as tax-exempt properties do not pay a DID assessment, do not help to fund the Downtown Improvement District. So you can see the large amount of tax-exempt properties we have. County government, city government, fire stations, parking authority, schools, Reading Area Community College, which is on the very left there, all that not making any contribution to the DID. We get fees for service, $67,490. You'll see in a little bit, we have what we call ambassadors. They're wearing a uniform downtown, and we provide services free to property owners. There are some services we charge for. The Reading Symphony Orchestra, for example, when they have an event, pays us to have 2 ambassadors at the Symphony to make sure people come and go safely from the parking garage to the event. Some of the downtown churches who have choir practice on a Wednesday night will pay us to have an ambassador present there. These are entities that don't pay a DID assessment, don't pay a DID fee, so they pay us an hourly rate to have office ambassadors there. The $17,000 grant that you see up there is from one foundation who pays us $17,000 a year to have a half-time events coordinator on staff to help us put on the events that we have downtown. Our expenses, we pay $395,000 a year for safety services, $156,334 for cleaning services. Our budget for cleaning, for green programs is $10,000. Most of that is fundraised. And our marketing budget is $33,577. That's events and programming and advertising. Our staff consists of myself and an administrative assistant. Those are the only 2 people that are direct employees of the Downtown Improvement District, those 2 people. The ambassadors are all part of a program from a company called Street Plus. They're out of New York City. It's a contracted service that we pay to staff our ambassadors on the street. Street Plus provides an on-site program manager who manages that program. He also works on the street as an ambassador, so he does dual role. He's not an office employee. And we have 12 ambassadors working in that program. And that contracted events coordinator from the $17,000 that we get. This is what our ambassadors look like. They wear khaki pants and a red shirt and a khaki baseball cap. The 2 you see here, we have 2 Segways that are used to patrol downtown, and we have 10 bicycles that are used, as well as walking patrols. We find the Segways especially useful to us to patrol the parking garages that we have in downtown. We have 10 parking garages in downtown Reading with the Reading Parking Authority. Those Segways allow those ambassadors to get up and through the garages very efficiently. They're a little higher than the cars, and they're higher than the people, and can see over rooftops. And there's a governor on the Segway can only go 4 miles an hour, so they can't race around. So they're forced to be able to look around as they're going. They can't go 15 miles down the street or in a parking garage. So we find those very useful. They provide public safety and goodwill services. They do walking, bike, and Segway patrols, and we patrol the parking facilities, as I said. We provide information and directions. We are just recently moving over to smartphones that all the ambassadors are carrying, and they enter into that smartphone everything that they do. So in the past, we knew how many sets of directions they gave to people. On a daily basis, we knew that they provided directions 5 times. Now with the smartphone, they put in not only that they gave directions, but where they gave those directions to. So we can see what people are asking for. Are they looking for restaurants? Are they looking for parking? Are they looking for banking? So we have that data now since the beginning of the year to know what the directions are being given for. We are the eyes and ears of the police department. You might see on his belt is a 2-way radio. It's the same radio system that the police, fire, and EMS in the city of Reading are carrying. They can directly talk from that radio among each other and directly to the police, fire, and EMS dispatcher. Make that safety escorts on that slide instead of Escort Services. That's not one of the things we get paid extra for. Let's clarify that. Our ambassadors are on the street from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And during those hours, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. on a Saturday, and we get more than 1,500 calls annually to escort people downtown. Business checks, we have more than 400 first-floor businesses, and in 2012, we did 64,128 open business checks. An ambassador might walk into where it says Candy and say, is everything going okay? Is everything fine? You have any difficulties, anything you need us to know about? Most business people are very happy for that to happen, and they say, no, we're fine, and thank you for checking on us. We've had one or two businesses over the course of the years who say, I don't want them coming in and disrupting me while I'm conducting business. Well, then we don't go in. These are 2012 numbers. Public drinking, our ambassadors handled 444 incidences of public drinking. Only in 74 of those instances did we need to call the police to come and help us with that. So what I want to point out is we're actually a force multiplier for the police department. We're handling things that your police department doesn't have to then handle. Safety stats, I'm not going to bore you with all of that, but our people write, they document their business checks, their parking authority checks, the number of escorts that they do, the number of assignments that they take care of, and the number of incident reports that they write. So you can see we've written 8,000 incident reports in 2012 for things. One thing about how we make sure that they're doing the things that they need to do. There are two ways now. There was one. The first one was we have a guard tour system. Each of the ambassadors has a wand that they carry on their belt, and we have put these little buttons around downtown, and every store has a button in it. Every parking garage, every floor of every parking garage, every elevator of every parking garage, and every stairwell of every parking garage. And most public street poles have this button, so our ambassadors touch those with this wand, and it records the date and time that they were there. So we know what they're doing and where they are. And now with the smartphone technology, with their input in the smartphone, and we're able to look at the smartphone reporting system and actually have seen them go through town. It leaves a little breadcrumb on a map, and we can tell where they are at any given moment and where they've been and how long they were there. We have environmental services or cleaning services. We do sidewalk cleaning. We have smart cans that are mounted on poles. They tip over and dump into a trash bag that we installed, as well as the other public trash receptacles. We use 44-gallon bags. In 2012, we removed 35,004 of those 45-gallon bags. And we are responsible for raking every leaf that hits the ground in that 25 square block area you saw. Cleaning, mulching, and pressure washing. We use pan and brooms to do the sidewalks as well as empty trash cans. We also have two of these Billy Goat sidewalk vacuums that can be used on the sidewalk or out into the street. We're committed to clean 18 inches into the street. The city cleans the major portion of the street. Removal, we do graffiti removal up to the first floor. If it's above the first floor, any graffiti above the first floor, the city has a graffiti abatement team with ladders and bucket trucks, and they come and take care of everything above the first floor. Taped to the poles, we remove it. If it's taped to any public furniture, we remove it. And we remove the staples that were used to put it up if staples were removed. And we remove the tape that was used to put it up. So there's around all the parking meters so people can safely park and go and patronize downtown businesses, which is what this is all about. If you call our office and say, somebody spilled a soda outside my store and I want it cleaned up, we send that information on a smartphone to the ambassador in that area. They go clean it up. They put into their smartphone that they've cleaned that up. If you did that electronically, if you went onto our website and made that work order, you get an answer back to your email address that you put in that that's been taken care of. Also, to make sure people understand what we're doing, if we clean something up around their area when they're not open, we leave a card on the property. We were here and performed the following services for you. And decided this was not in their contract, this isn't anything we asked them to do, but in walking to downtown, they said, wouldn't you want those poles to be painted? We said, sure, but we don't have the funds to do it. And they said, we will do that as part of our contract. We will take care of that. The only thing left on that list to be done yet are the historic markers. I'm waiting for the state historical commission to let me know the color of those paints so that we can paint the historic markers in downtown. That's the only thing we're waiting for. Marketing and promotion, we have what we call midday cafes, 8 of those in the summer, every other Wednesday, from the beginning of June into the middle of September. That's outdoor food vendors coming in. Vendors don't pay us to be there. They sell food at lunchtime. We provide free entertainment. We have a band or a performer of some sort there to provide musical entertainment from 11:30 to 1:30. If you don't want to buy lunch from one of the vendors, you can brown bag your lunch to work and sit out there. We provide tables, chairs, and umbrellas to sit at, and the sound system for the entertainment. We have a monthly e-newsletter that we do. We have a monthly events calendar. We have a monthly TV show on BCTV, which is our local cable programming, called Downtown Live. It's a half-hour show that is on live, and we feature events and businesses downtown every month on that show. We sponsor the annual holiday parade, which predates the Downtown Improvement District. And we are going to be doing this year our third downtown treasure hunt. It's to be very exciting. We have teams that sign up. We give them things they have to go out into the community and find. And we make it a digital experience. They get a list of about 25 to 30 photographs they must take of their team members at something in the downtown. So, for example, the peanut bar. They have to go into the peanut bar and have a photo taken of the group around the picture of the peanut bar owner. And they have to bring back a peanut from the peanut bar. They have to go to the Abraham Lincoln Hotel and have their picture taken in front of the bust of Abraham Lincoln. We also have an architectural walking tour, which you could do here in downtown Lebanon as well. You have a lot of great architecture out there, a lot of historical properties. It's having people take the time to get a brochure, stop, and look at the assets you